Hi everyone, we're here at RCR ATX Studio and I have Jason Marcheck of Current Analysis. And Jason, right behind us we have ICT vibes, as you can see, and apparently that is all the rage. We were just chatting a little bit earlier about Ericsson is making a big push to that. Can you just talk about what the trend is with ICT?
Yeah, well, particularly Ericsson, I mean, they're a telecom equipment vendor, and so they deliver a lot of the networking that we use to make cell phone calls and all that kind of stuff. Increasingly, as we move into this era of ubiquitous connectivity, our phone is really the thing that allows us to do just about everything we want to do. You can apply that model to a lot of different industries. I mean, you can think about transportation and the need to track goods or the ability to track goods. You can think about healthcare and the ability to maybe do remote monitoring and create a situation where patients may not have to go to the hospital to have diagnostics done. And you can really take that and apply it to almost any industry. So I think what you're seeing is vendors like Ericsson and their competitors applying what they've done for, in Ericsson's case, more than 100 years to a lot of different industries now that those industries are really coming to value and really need the type of technology that they bring to market. So I think that's at the very highest level why folks like Ericsson and you know, their competitors, Huawei, Nokia, and many others are seeing the opportunity to kind of branch out beyond telecom and go into different vertical markets.
And that's probably why everyone's, this is why they're embracing kind of this, this acronym for, remind us what it is.
Yeah. So information communications technology. And so I think what we're seeing, you know, there's always been, you know, telecom infrastructure and there's always been information technology. I think what we're seeing now is, again, as these devices that we use become so ubiquitous, become so malleable, become so interconnected, you know, now your phone is not all that different from your TV than it is from your laptop.
That's right. Going
forward than your car is going to be, right? And so as you start to make these connections, a lot of the ways of doing things were relatively rigid. When you bring all this, you know, sort of uncertainty into the mix, as far as a networking perspective goes, you really need a lot of the agility that IT systems traditionally bring to the market. So I think that's what you see. You're seeing, you know, IT concepts being applied to the telecommunications, you know, paradigm.
Yeah.
And so that's really, I guess, you know, at least in my mind, the genesis of ICT. And so you're seeing companies like Ericsson, like Nokia, these Huawei, these traditional hardware manufacturers having to present themselves as, you know, number one, being able to satisfy the requirements of traditional telecom networking, but also apply the agility and you know, flexibility that IT brings. And so that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a melding of that together, and that's really, I think, what you know, whenever you hear Ericsson talk about ICT, or you hear Huawei talk about ICT, or anybody else, that's really what you're talking about.
They don't want to be in a box.
They can't be, no. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're talking about moving from discrete hardware to software and you know, virtualized infrastructure based on software in the cloud. And so that's really, you know, again, at the highest level, you know, what you're seeing is moving from boxes to something that's disaggregated and a lot more flexible.
It's all about adaptability, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, there you go. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Good idea.